Happy solstice, everybody. It's December 2024, and I have a fountain pen I'm going to review. And it's been kindly loaned to me by my pen friend Rudolph, who's been quite helpful with the channel. He's let me take a look at some of his collection, and he has a nice eye. He's got good taste. And the pen in question today is this pen here. Well, actually, the pen inside here, and it is this beautiful Waterman Carene, and it is in what they call gunmetal silver, and it's quite striking, quite striking. The Carene is actually on my list of pens, the Grail pens, and this, I'm not too sure what year this is from. I should have checked that out. I looked online, and it doesn't seem that there's a large selection of colors of the Carene right now. There's the amber, of course, and there's a blue, and there's a black. Um, but I don't know if I'm pretty sure this gunmetal silver is no longer uh, available unless on the secondary market. And so what we have is the classic Carene shape, the beautiful clip. Almost looks like a wave, that clip, when you look at it, that line that it makes. And then, of course, towards the end, you have that sort of beautiful sort of drop down section on the end of the barrel. And it's, well, what I've heard is the design inspiration is that of a sailing yacht, a beautiful racing boat of some form. And I can see that in the lines. When you look at the shape, I can see the hull of a boat, especially when it's uncapped, I suppose. Um, so it has a clip that is spring mounted, or spring loaded, I guess you could say. It's very nice and stiff, very functional. This gunmetal finish, you can see that there is this sort of harlequin diamond triangular pattern engraved in the pen. It's a little hard to see it there on my camera today, but if you look carefully, you can see that rather interesting pattern. I quite like this gunmetal finish, this gunmetal silver. I'm not too sure if I would like it as much if it was just a pure silver. It might be too shiny for me. So Waterman, a French company, well, actually, originally an American company, but now it's known as a French brand. And they still make fountain pens, yes, and other types of pens, roller balls and ballpoints, I suppose. Um, but they don't make a huge selection, but they make very nice pens. They do make some inexpensive pens. They make some very expensive pens. And the Carene is on the higher end, yes. So let's take a look at it. So it's that beautiful cap. It's a pull cap. It just pops right off. And inside you have what is possibly one of the most attractive nibs you can get right now, in my opinion. That inlaid gold nib. This is quite striking. It's just so sleek. It looks like something from science fiction. I can see, of course, when you look at it from this angle, it really does look like a hull of a boat. It's a very striking pen. And so this nib is 18 carats. It's plated with some material, probably rhodium, and it's a medium nib. The cap and the barrel is made of brass. This is a plastic section by the feel of it right here. So it's a brass, and this has been plated with some type of silver, probably, or whatever. I'm not too sure what material it is. Didn't find a lot of actual information when I was looking around online about it. But anyway, so yeah, the body is brass, and then it's been plated, probably with the silver with a finish on it. The weight is 31 grams. The length when it's closed is 145 millimeters. The barrel is 130 millimeters. And when it's posted, it's 153 millimeters. Diameter is 13 millimeters. I'm not going to post it. It's not my pen, even though I do tend to post things. Um, I've been writing with this for a day or two now, and oh boy, I really like it. I really like this pen. Um, and the funny thing about this pen is, I'm just going to take my notebook here, is even though it's an inlaid nib, and I wasn't really expecting it to be, say, um, I was with a nib like this, for some reason, I think it's going to be a hard nib, but it's not. It's very soft. We're going to do a quick writing sample. Smooth, and there's actually a bit of line variation. It's not a flex nib. Don't go pushing on this nib, but there is some nice line variation that occurs. And this is a medium nib. I'm not too sure if that would occur in a fine, for instance. So the quick brown fox jumps over that lazy dog. Yeah. So as you can see, some of the downstrokes, especially on that E, you get a bit of a broader line. I'm not pushing on it in any way. I'm just using my normal pressure. I don't think I have what you would call a heavy hand, but anyway. But yeah, it's not a uniform line on the downstrokes. You get a bit more width. Um, as you can see, cross strokes are narrow, downstrokes are a bit broader, and that's a medium nib. As I said, this is in my list of or on my list of Grail pens. And I would probably go with a medium nib after using this. It has a nice flow to it. It keeps up very well. There's no skipping. There's no delays. As you keep on going. And what I'm using here, where's the bottle, is actually an ink that is kind of new to me. It's Jacques Herbin Perfume Rose. It says red ink, but it's a scented ink, which is kind of interesting. Even though as I write with this, I don't smell anything because I've been getting over a cold for what seems like the last 10 days. But it does have a scent when you open up the bottle, and I'm going to let you take a sniff. Now take a deep breath. Can you smell that? That's rose petals. And yeah, I'm smelling it myself. And there is a scent, a very nice, slightly sweet, flowery scent. Is it roses? I'm not actually the type of person who stops to smell the roses. I'm more of a sunflower person myself, but it does have a rather nice, gentle scent to it. I'm pretty sure that as you write, you don't really notice the scent unless the bottle is sitting open next to you. And I'm pretty sure that when it dries, you probably can't smell the odor of the perfume rose. But what I gotta be honest, that's actually a really nice red. I've tried a few reds like that are just simply said as reds. I actually like some colors that like blood orange and ancient copper and things like that are quite nice. But I've tried some that are just labeled as red, different brands, and I've never actually come across anything that I really like. But the Herbin perfume rose, for whatever reason, is a bright enough red that I really like it. It's not faint. I find that like if there's something that's a light red, I find them hard to read. I find this red actually very easy to read. It's a very attractive, strong color. And it does actually seem like a red, like a nice deep red. Sometimes Sometimes a red can be too pink. The reds I like that I do like tend to run towards the copper or bronze or that rustier red. Those are the ones I like. But this seems like a pure red that's very strong, very nice. It's I like it. Very nice. So anyway, if I had to get myself a Carene, if I had to get myself a Carene, I would probably go for the amber, the marine amber. It's a beautiful finish. Um, but then again, if somebody was to hand me this pen, and I would not turn it down, that's for sure, especially if it came along at the right price. Yeah. So, do you have a Waterman Carene? Hmm. Do you like your Waterman Carene if you do have one? What's your Grail pen? Let me know in the comments. Um, it's always fun to find those things out, and it's always fun to come up with a list of things that well, it's always fun for me to come up with a list of things that I would like to get someday. Some of them are, I try to be reasonable. I try I try not to you know, go too expensive. But, everything's going up in prices these days. So anyway, there it is. And I hope you liked the video. If you're new around here, I invite you to subscribe to the channel. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. That helps the channel. And let me know in the comments what you think of the Carene. What other finishes have you seen? Do you have a different color? I know that there are some green ones. So every now and then they bring out a limited edition. I don't know if they have any new limited editions coming out in the coming year or anything like that, but it's always interesting to find out. So anyway, happy solstice, happy New Year, Merry Christmas, happy Hanukkah, all the things that go on at this time of year. Um, I'm looking forward to January, the return of a bit longer days. PEI in December can be quite a dark place, but anyway, it's getting brighter. Anyway, I hope you are all well. Thank you very much. Bye bye.